What's going on, you guys? Welcome to my very first IGTV. Today we're going to be creating this makeup look. This is my everyday go-to makeup look, and you guys always ask me how I do this, so I finally decided to sit down and film a tutorial on it. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure, I don't know how IGTV works, but make sure you like the video, leave me a comment down below, and let's get right into it. So I do have super dry skin, and I thought that that would be the first thing to note for you guys, because if you do have oily skin, you may need to change the way I do things or the products that I use so that you can still create the same look. So I always start off with moisturizing my skin with this True Belief Aqua Bomb, and it is truly the bomb. It's a gel, looks like that, and this is what I use to moisturize my face. And what I do is I scoop out a little bit with my nail, put it on the back of my hand, and then I also add in this Muddy Body Glow Elixir, and this is a really great moisturizer to give my skin that extra glow. Also, when I do my makeup, I do place on this MAC Peach Strobe Cream. So that's what I prep my face with. And I truly do believe that, like, if you don't have a good base, your makeup is not going to look good throughout the day. So I'm going to move on to actually priming my face now. So you prep and then you prime. Again, I use super moisturizing products, so if you have dry skin, if you have oily skin, you need to change these products up. So what I do is I just shake this guy up, place the product directly onto my skin, and I take a brush to get this all spread out evenly on my skin. I try not to touch my face with my hands as much as possible, just for sanitary reasons. So just spreading this all out. This brush is the e.l.f. small stippling brush. It's like $3. And that is what I do to prep and prime my face before makeup goes on it. Alright, so the next step is, for me personally, I like to do my eyebrows, just because I kind of feel like it sets the tone for the rest of your face. So you guys always ask me what eyebrow product I use, because I do have red hair, so it is kind of hard to match my eyebrows. My eyebrows are not red, but they are like a warm brown color. So I use this Anastasia Soft Brown Brow Powder Duo. Looks like this. And I use this darker color right here closest to where my nail is for the end to middle of my eyebrow, and then the lighter color right at the front of my brow to give it that natural look. So first of all, brush it through, make sure everything is good to go. And then I like to start kind of right at the middle with that darker color, and I just kind of outline my brow like so. I don't try to really do anything crazy with the shape of my eyebrows. I just like to make them fuller and thicker, but I don't really alter the shape of my brows. So that is one eyebrow done. As you can see the difference. And moving on to the next brow. I'll be right back once I get that on. Okay, so both my eyebrows are done. Now what I like to do is I like to take this Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. Looks like that. This is literally the end of it. Like, I've used the entire stick. But what I like to do is I like to take, this is a Morphe M410 brush. It's a super flat head brush, perfect for carving out the brows. So I just dip it in here, and then I carve my brows out. So I like to raise my eyebrows up so I can really get under there. And I just carve out the brows. Now, I would totally be fine with not doing this step if I didn't have time, but this does just kind of complete the brows and make them look snatched. So that's why I am doing it. I just do the bottom and then I kind of blend it out with my finger. And the reason why I don't do anything with the top is because I feel like when you carve it out on top, it gives it less of a natural look, and I'm all about, like I said, less is more. So I really just carve out the bottom of my brows. Boom, eyebrows are done. So moving on from here, I like to color correct. I have a very busy life, and I do neglect sleep from time to time, which I know I need to get better at not doing. But as you can tell, my under eye circles are pretty freaking severe. So what I do, this has literally been a game changer for me. I use this Smashbox color correcting stick. I use it in light. Yeah, in light. The color, I mean, I've used it so much that the color is like almost gone off of there. But there's a color light. And it looks like this. And what I do is I just take this color and I go right underneath my eyes like so. And this is before I put any foundation on. Okay, and I might also bring some right here. Just because I'm red around that area. And this also does a great job at correcting anything that's red. I had pimples down there, so I covered that. And I usually take some right around my mouth because I am a little bit darker in that area. From here, what I like to do is just take a flat foundation brush. This is the MAC 249, and I just very lightly, like I'm barely touching, I just kind of blend this out. So I also do take whatever's on the brush and I drag it across my lid, and I kind of use this as like my eye primer, I guess you could say. And yeah, just around the nose. So quick tip on pimples, instead of dragging the product, you just want to tap it and kind of blend it around the area. Now this foundation has been my holy grail, you guys. Like, I will not touch another foundation besides this one, and you guys are gonna be shocked. It's so cheap. It is the L'Oreal Pro Glow Infallible foundation. Okay, as you can tell, it matches like my arm right now. I'm more of a yellow undertone, olivey skin tone, so that's the color I went for. I'm in the color 205 Natural Beige. I'm just going to place just a few dots on each side of my face. Alright, so the brush I use to blend this out, I don't use a beauty sponge. I actually hate using beauty sponges. They just, whenever I bounce them on my skin, it actually takes the makeup off. So I found that using a flat top brush works best for me. And this is the Morphe E6. As you can tell, just a super dense brush. Love this thing. And there's the name. So I'm just going to, first I'm going to stipple it, and then I'm going to do circular motions with it. I stipple it first just to kind of evenly spread out the product. You can see that glow that it's already giving me. Moving on to concealer. Now, again, I'm very picky with my concealer because I have dry skin and I need something that's moisturizing and almost nourishing to my skin. The only one that I found that really works for me is the Make It Forever Ultra HD Concealer. I've had this thing for like over a year. A little goes a long way, and it is so nice and moisturizing, and you won't ever find your under eyes looking cakey or anything like that. Like, it's seriously such a game changer. Using that same foundation brush, I'm just going to press this in under the eye like so. And so you can see that's all I do for my base. My skin looks nice and glowy and luminous. And now I'm going to move on to powdering just certain areas. I don't powder my whole face, and I think that that's one of the key points in my makeup routine that took me a long time to figure out. But if I powder my whole face, I just look cakey. If I powder just the areas that I think are going to move, then I look fresh and luminous and like natural. Like, the skin is one with me, you know, or the makeup is one with my skin. So the powder that I use is actually the Airspun powder. I used to use the Laura Mercier one, and it just wasn't my jam. I prefer this one so much more. So you can order this online at Target. Some Targets actually carry it in store. Mine didn't, so I had to order it online. what I do is I take whatever's in the cap. I don't pour any extra in. I take my brush. This is a Morphe times Jaclyn Hill JH07 brush. And I just coat my brush, tap off the excess back into here, and I just lightly tap the under eye area. Like I'm talking about, like lightly. So that just sets that under eye area without it looking cakey and just crusty. Smile lines, because those do tend to crease on me after a few hours, so kind of go in on my smile lines, not gonna lie. Okay, so I get under my eye, kind of on the sides of my nose. I bring my smile lines down and then a little bit onto my chin. And then what I do is I just take whatever's left on the brush and I hit right in the center of my forehead. So moving on, I'm taking a Morphe M405 brush. It is an angled fluffy brush. I love my Physicians Formula butter bronzer. You can find this at Walmart or Target. So I just rub my brush in, tap off the excess, and I don't suck in like my cheeks or anything like that. I just you just kind of know your face after a while. And I just start applying it like so. I do pull my mouth that way. So I'm going to take it up onto here. Again, getting that hairline, my nose, and run it down the side of my nose, and then just right on the tip. So that is what I do for bronzer. Now moving on to blush. I take two different blushes. One of them kind of acts as a second bronzer, like it just kind of enhances my bronze for me, and this is called Format and it's by MAC. So this is labeled as a blush for them, but as you can see, for me it would be more of a bronzer. So I just take the tiniest bit of this Format color and I just place it farther up and farther back on my cheeks, like so. Now the next blush that I actually use as a blush is Just a Pinch by MAC. I think this is a newer edition blush, to be honest. But it looks like this. As you can see, it has some reflex to it. But it, like, don't get freaked out by the reflex. It's not gonna, like, you know, blow up your whole cheek. It's just gonna take a little bit on the same brush. I'm using the same brush for everything, you guys. And I don't smile. I just kind of look at where I naturally have more fullness to my cheek, which for me is about right in this area. And I just start to kind of, I'm like barely touching. I just do light circular motions and I bring it back into the rest of the bronzer, like so. So this is what we have so far, nice and bronzy and warm. Now moving on to the highlight. I'm going in with this Wet n Wild Hustle and Glow. It is a loose highlight color. That's the color of it. It is blinding, as you'll see in just a second. And I'm just going to apply, like so. Oh, so good. It makes your skin look like glass. Do you guys see that? Like, it's not a chunky highlighter at all. And I was shook when I first tried this. Alright, you guys, so moving on to the eyes. I am going to be using the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. And I only use this color right here, which is called Safe Word. And then Dominatrix, which is this dark, nice chocolate brown. And then for my lid color, I use this MAC Paint Pot in Indian Wood, my Morphe M441 brush, and dip into Safe Word right here. And just tap off the excess. And I'm going to apply this basically all over my crease. Eye primer, and I didn't really set my eyes either. And the reason why is because I feel like when I don't do those things, my eyeshadow just lasts longer and it looks better and more pigmented and all that good stuff. So as I do the crease part of my eye, I also work on the underneath of my eye. So I'm taking that same color Safe Word on a smaller blending brush. This is the Morphe M506, and I'm just gonna blend right underneath my lash line. So this is one eye with it underneath, and this is one eye without it. It's totally personal preference. You don't have to do the underneath part. We're gonna move on. I'm going to take a Morphe M443 brush, as you guys can see, that darker brown, and start focusing it in just kind of on that outer V and in to my crease. So tapping off the excess. So taking on this outer portion like so, and I just start blending. So this is something, you should be left with something like this after you blend out. You kind of just want to switch between each of your brushes. I have both of them in my hand. Now I'm going to take the Indian wood paint pot, and this is just a ColourPop brush. It's just a flat brush. You can also do this with your finger, but I have nails, so it's a little bit harder to get into like the corner of my eye. And I just lay this color down, and it is so beautiful. You can also do like a total cut crease with this look. It's super easy. So now what we're gonna do is take Dominatrix. This is a Morphe M432, and it's just a flat brush. And what I'm gonna do, this is a hack, you don't have to spend your money on eyeliner, just use eyeshadow. And I'm just gonna line my waterline like so, and no, it doesn't burn your eye. It feels totally fine. So as you can see, it just really pulls the look together. I'm gonna go back in with that smaller brush and take Safe Word again and just blend out that Dominatrix like so. Take some more Dominatrix on that flat brush and line just the top outer portion of my lid on top. And then right at the edge right here, you want to kind of connect the bottom to the top, so it forms that blown out kind of look. And that is one eye complete, obviously without mascara, but I'm going to be right back after I do this eye and we'll apply mascara. Can you guys, I don't know if you guys can see my lashes, but they're nice and curled now. And I'm going to go ahead and add mascara. Now you guys are always asking what mascara I use. And the true secret is to use a waterproof mascara. Now I know a lot of people are afraid because they think it's going to tear out their lashes. It's not if you remove it properly. So I use this Maybelline New York Total Temptation waterproof mascara. It looks like this. I just pick it up at my local Target. So these are my natural eyelashes. And I'm going to go ahead and get the bottom right now. So this is one eye done. I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara to this eye and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, so this is the completed look. Now I'm going to go ahead and add on my lipstick. Now I just purchased some new lipsticks that I fell in love with. But before I use these new lipsticks, I used to use, and I still do use, MAC Fresh Brew. Gorgeous nude. It's kind of cool toned. I'm a nude lover. And then I used MAC's, and I still use this one, the MAC lip liner. I don't always use a lip liner, but you know, when I want a little extra like to my lips, then I'll use a lip liner. So for years I've been using the MAC Fresh Brew, but I actually just purchased these. These are the Jaclyn Cosmetics lipsticks that she just came out with, and I'm going to be using Cheeky and Nude AF. So what I'll do with Cheeky is kind of follow where I just placed that lip liner. Right in here. You can see it's pretty much the same color as that lip liner. And I just go right there. And with Nude AF, and this is a much lighter color, and I just place it right in the middle. And that's what gives my lips more of that full look. So let me know down below what product you're going to try out. I'd love to know. And if you have any of these products, let me know which ones you have. I hope you guys enjoyed, and maybe I'll see you next time. I don't know.